Hey yo, what's up? It's your boy Wayne Fowler. We back again with it. Yeah, I'm saying welcome to the All Shares Club podcast. We are on episode 6. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a lot of shit going on. Okay, it's been a lot of shit going on. As with everybody, I'm not trying to make like my shit is any more shittier than your shit. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like, um, it's just been a lot going on, and navigating that is people. It's life, right? So let me life, right? Let me life. You know what I'm saying? I let you life. Let me life. You feel me? We got the ambiance, a little bit more ambiance. All right. I got my candle. You feel me? Got my candle lit, vibing. I got me some water. You feel me? I am on my Stanley. You feel me? On my Stanley. Oh, Stanley. Remember that on Friday after next. Oh, Stanley. Right? Got my Stanley going. No tea today. No tea this evening. It's about 9 o'clock Thursday night. I'm fooling. It's 9:58. It's late. I don't know why my energy is so high, but it is, and I just think that I'm back and I am doing something that I care about. So it's giving me that. You know what I mean? So it's been a lot I want to talk about, and I definitely want to get into some things that have kind of been on my mind. And let's rock and roll. First things first is your boy's back in the gym. Your boy's back in the gym. Shout out my dog DB and my homie Meg, man, getting married in Florida in September. So um, tried on that tuxedo. Motherfucker look tight on me, tight on the waist. You feel me? So I'm like trying to figure out how I'm, get myself into shape. I'm a calisthenics guy, right? So the big thing I do is I'm push up, pull up, sit up, dip type person. You know what I mean? Um, T wrinkled, my bad. Sorry, I usually press my T, but fuck it. You know what I mean? After this, I'm gonna play GTA 5 and have me an outshine fruit bar and get in the bed. But I've digressed. That's what my mind does. Anyway, been back in the gym. All right, Planet Fitness up on Coleraine, right? Um, Great establishment, cool. No gym intimidation. There's no people setting up cameras and had a little microphones on their hats and shit, and they're talking to you while they're doing their workout. We don't do that, man. Right? I have my regular set of shit that I do. Shout out my boy G. Couple about a year and a half ago, I was going to the gym religiously, like 3 days a week, and I was getting stronger and lean at the same time. And I can humbly say that I've been in the gym for about a month now, and I'm getting a lot stronger. I feel myself getting stronger, and my regimen is this. So if you fall in line with this, hopefully it'll help you. So I get on the treadmill for 10 minutes early, but I'm doing straight incline on the treadmill. Incline probably at a level 5, maybe a level 6. And then I'm doing, I guess, the speed of the treadmill, whatever that's called, the intervals. I'm doing that probably at like a 3.7 early, just 10 minutes on that. Boom, get the blood going, sweating a little bit. You feel me? Got the AirPods going. Don't have the Apple AirPods. Got the Walgreens, the CVS AirPods. You feel me? The Skull Candies. They work just fine. You feel me? They work just fine. Got those going. 10 minutes of that. Hop off the treadmill. Then I do my lat pull downs. You feel me? I'm here with it. So when I first start getting on the machine, after being out of the gym for so long, I'm just keeping my body straight. I'm just pulling it down. Like that ain't doing nothing for those muscles back there, right? So you gotta bring it back and bring that into your chest. You feel me? You gotta bring it into your chest. I do that 3 sets of 10. You know what I mean? Now I'm doing it probably at that. I think it's like 45 pounds. I was doing it 45. I can actually do those 45s, the plates. You know what I mean? But I'm just getting started. So I'm not lat pulling down 100 pounds. I'm not. I'm not pulling down. You know what I mean? Some of this crazy weight. I get in the gym and fuck myself up. I'm not doing that. So I do 3 sets of those. I'm actually going tomorrow, and after I do these, I'm gonna do the joints where you stand straight and you actually pull it down. Because I want to work on my back muscles. You know what I'm saying? I want to get more dedicated in that pull up type of thing. Now my dips is crazy. I can dip with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? I can push up with the best of them. As a man, you should be able to do at least 20 push ups, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That now 20 come from consistency. But I digress. I do my lat pull downs. I do the other pull downs where I do those, and then after I do that, I do leg press. You feel me? 3 sets of 10 leg press, and then I do leg extensions. 3 sets of 10 leg extensions, and then I do the calf press. 3 sets of 10 on the calf press, because you never want to just go to the gym and work upper body. I do a full body workout when I go to the gym because that's just me. That's what I like. I don't want to just work on one part of my body every single time I go to the gym. That's just not who I am. You get what I'm saying? And then after I do my legs, do my back, do my legs, then I head over to the mats. So my mat run is I do at least 50 jumping jacks, boom, right? After doing all those legs, I'm doing the jumping jacks. Then I do what's known as my circuit. So my circuit is 15 push-ups, 15 squats. 15 push-ups, 15 squats, 15 push-ups, 15 squats. I do 3 sets of those. You feel me? And I'm not trying to I just want to, because I had a lot of knee problem growing up. So I know if I work on those squats, I work on those leg extensions, those leg press, those calf presses, all of those things are definitely going to help, my lower extremities. You know what I mean? Because that's where your base is. You don't want to just be strong up top. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Jim Jones, and we'll get to him later, but this nigga legs look like rails. Like if it was a swift wind blow this nigga over. You get what I'm saying? But he's so top heavy. He could pull up with the best of them. You know what I mean? But I always wanted to be consistent and work my body, completely out. So then I do that rep. I go get my dumbbells. Now, the weighted things I use a 20-pound weight, period. I'm just doing 20s. I do 20 shoulder touches with them. Boom, shoulder touches. You feel me? I go 1-1. Then I do curls. That's 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. I do those. I'm doing those, and then I'm doing like a hammer version of it with the weight. Then I'm pressing the weight, like boom, and I'm clicking them, bow, and I'm do 2 sets of those. Why 2, you ask? Because I just put so much on my arms. Like literally, I put so much on my arms and chest. And then after that, I go to a kind of like a small bench press, but I'm using a 60-pound. I guess this is like a bar with the weight on it. Barbells. I don't know what those things is called. I know what I'm lifting, right? I do 60 pounds. Xavier is like almost 60 pounds. So the reason I lift 60 the way that I do is because I want to always be able to lift Xavier. Like as he gets heavier and bigger, I want to be able to move up to stronger and heavier weight. I just always want to be able to not only necessarily be able to move my weight, that's where the dips and the calisthenics and the pull-ups and stuff come from, but then I also want to be able to move him, because I just think that it's important as I grow older as a man, and then I'm in spaces where I need to be, strong as his father. So I am back in the gym, man. It feels good. There is like a tropical cafe smoothie thing over there. I'll double back on the days that I do go to the gym, and I'll grab me a smoothie before I go to work. I got like a foot massager after I do all that, I'm sorry, I forgot this. I get back on the treadmill and I've been running. Now I've been running at like a 5.5, 5.7, right? As far as like the speed, the intervals. But I've been kind of buffing myself up to be able to run 1 mile, right? I've never ran a mile, right? I've always ran like, I started off running like a 0.4. Then I moved it up to a 0.5, and then I move it up to a 0.6 of a mile, and then now I'm at 0.7 of a mile. Tomorrow, I'm going to jump up to 0.8 of a mile, right? So I'm not trying to rush into my fitness journey. I'm taking it slow, and I'm building myself up, and I'm watching myself get stronger in my lung capacity. All of those things change as I'm, moving through this process. So I'm extremely excited about that, and I look to one day be able to run 2 or 3 miles. Like I know, but I'm just working through my process. You feel me? I will say that it is interesting working out past 35. You know, I'm 37 years old. Um, Sometimes when you get in the gym, you're just getting in the gym to stay in shape. Like staying in shape is not to get ripped. Now, if I do this 2 times a week for 6 months, then I'll definitely see like, if I'm still in the gym, not if, but when I look at my physique, in October, maybe in September, I look at my physique in September, I'm gonna be a lot stronger. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a lot more. My base will be sturdier. My knees will be stronger. My calves, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna go out and try to hoop with some 18-year-olds. Nah, but it's for me that I know where I am and physically what I want my physique to be. So that dedication, that regimen, all of those things are going into this whole process of taking yourself serious. You know what I mean? Like, I don't smoke. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that I'm working on that I feel like is going to be beneficial, for the rest of my life. So me getting in the gym now is going to be very important to, for my overall health as I age. It's really important. So I challenge everybody, get back in the gym 1 day a week, hop on a treadmill, do the steps, do the lat pull downs, whatever you do it. If you want to run on the track, do it. You know what I mean? But it's 4 parts of that shit too. It's got to be your consistency. It's got to be your diet. It's got to be your mind state. You got to be dedicated to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So how consistent do you work out? First, working out is the piece of it. Are you going to work out? Then are you going to be consistent when you work out? The type of workouts that you're doing and what you're eating. All 4 of those things are like, important to what the results of what'll happen as you work out. You feel me? So I challenge you to pick one of those and stick to it and see what happens. You'll feel so much better for it. Yeah. I don't think I'm ready to go to the gym with the cameras and, you know what I mean, everybody swollen shit. Niggas look like 300 in there. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't where I'm at in my life. I just want to go someplace where I could get in, do my 1-2, sweat a little bit. Sweat a lot, actually. On them runs that I do, I sweat. I'm pretty good, and that is something that's very important to me as well. So I'm not no fitness influencer. You feel me? I don't wear Fabletics every single day of the week. I hate that. I mean, I get it. If you're on social media and you're a fitness person, every morning you wake up, you just put on spandex clothes. Like, bro, come on, man, be a person. You know what I mean? Like, don't give people a false sense of hope or identity like they could automatically become you. Tell them the truth. Like, yo, it's gonna take some time to unbe your back, as the young kids say. You feel me? But I'm not worried about that. The biggest thing I'm worried about is not eating as much sugar, because sugar is fucking terrible for you. You know what I mean? If you can decide to cut out sugar, you'll be better for it. Cutting back on your calories, figuring out what you want to eat, how many calories you put in your body. Niggas don't know, if you go eat fast food 3 times a day, bro, you might be putting between 4,000 and 5,000 calories in your body, because you're going to have a pop, you're going to have french fries, you're going to have a burger. You feel me? Or the chicken sandwich or whatever that look like. That one meal, that spicy chicken sandwich meal from Chick-fil-A is like 1,500 calories. You stop at Chick-fil-A in the morning, you get you some lunch, and you eat there, you might pack on between 4,000 and 5,000 calories and then be like, damn, why the fuck why do I weigh so much? And it's because the calories, and then you not burning shit at that. You burn calories when you sleep. People don't know that. Like, you work out in your sleep. That's why when you're like, damn, why am I sweating in my sleep? Your body burns calories. I don't know how it does it. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but it does do it. But at the same time, you want to make sure you're eating and giving yourself the right shit. So if you're hungry in the middle of the night, eat a fucking apple. If you ain't going to eat an apple, drink you some water. If you ain't going to drink no water, drink some tea, put some honey in there. Try to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. I ain't got no magic wand. This shit just take work. So if I'm a workout, you work out. You feel me? And if you want to pull up on me, I'm at the Cold Rain, Planet Fitness, Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, 2 days out the week. You feel me? And we getting it in. Come fuck with me. You know what I mean? I ain't no better than the next man. I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to live like my nigga Big Pun say. I just lost 60 pounds. I'm trying to live. You feel me? That's what we on. So shout out to the Planet Fitness people. Get the app, boop, pop it in, and do your thing. Shout out my nigga G. All right. The BET Awards. It's been a minute, but I gotta talk about this. My nigga Pat Poose did not have the hat. Side note, bro. If you leave your chick leave you, and she bump into Pat Poose, if once a good girl's gone, Pat, she's Pat forever. You feel me? More forever. You gotta deal with the fact you did her wrong forever, bro. This nigga Pat Poose is the most supportive nigga in the world, bro. He working now with Clarissa Shields. He at the opening day. He throwing out the first pitch at the baseball park in Detroit. Like, he lit. You know what I mean? I'm not in a space to judge nobody's relationship, whether him and Remy really was beefing like this, or if she really cheated on him, or he cheated on her, or if he's too old to be with Clarissa Shields and she's too young, and all that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But what does have something to do with me is what I see. And this nigga Papoose is probably the most supportive nigga in the world as it pertains to what his chick is doing. He has no hate in his blood for the shorty he with. He is not salty that she is who she is and he who he is. It's almost like, you know, if Pap gets your girl, you might not have her back, bro. When I seen this nigga in the thing sparring with the gloves and they doing the combinations, then he get on the speed bag, I said, yo, this nigga Pap is off that, bro. Papoose did your girl, it's over. You not getting her back, especially if he get your girl and he take the fitted off. Yo, he get your girl, take the fitted off, and invest in her career. It's over. Like, it's over, man. I don't know what Remy and Easy to Block got going on, but it cannot be to the same intensity or level as what the fuck Pap is doing for Clarissa Shields. And not even just say she giving him the energy and the flavor to do it. You know, it's that give and take. Like, okay, Clarissa Shields is who she is, and Pap is who he is, but they are both, you know, comfortable enough to give each other what they need in order to be successful in that relationship. So I applaud it. I can't hate on it. You know what I mean? I hope she do well in her fight and all that. Like, you know what I mean? But and then also when I think about the BET Awards too, but I didn't even watch that shit. I only had BET. I can't even get the channel. I ain't watching on the app. You know, like and it's just I could be getting older, bro, but I don't really even care about the BET Awards no more. Like, it doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? And it was a huge play for the boy Kai Cenat. You know what I mean? And listen, you know, Wale can't do shit right. You know what I mean? It's like Wale can't do nothing. It's like he can't be emotional. He can't do anything as it pertains to his interactions with people. It's like they give him so much shit, and it could be just him in the public eye, but like he got mad at Kai, I guess for some reason that, you know, Kai didn't know who he was, even though they had previous interactions at like celebrity softball and basketball football games or whatever that is. But like, this kid is like 20 years old, man. 20, I don't know how old he is. Like, he doesn't know Wale's music, and Wale, honestly, you shouldn't even be mad that he don't. You know, he might have heard the record. He don't know it's you, and that's okay. It's just like when I was a kid, you know, you heard music, you didn't know who the artist was, and you bump into the artist, like, oh, that's who that is. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, even in Feeling Away, and then they had the interaction when they was walking through the hall, and then Wale comes back like, hey, you got me looking crazy out here, and it's like, Wale, why do you care what people think? You're a talented artist. You live in a different space intellectually. You don't sell propaganda. So why do you feel the need to have to go back and clarify who you are to somebody whose generation or following doesn't know who you are? you can't make people know you or remember you if they don't want to. And obviously it turned into a whole different issue that then Kai spoke about on his own streaming platform, and it's like, yo, like he's making it look worse. Like you should have just been like, all right, I see you, little bro. Yeah, I mean, y'all have a good evening, and left it at that. It's not like, oh wow, you're influenced by the fact that his fans don't know who you are. Fuck his fans. I mean, who cares? That's his platform. He's built it. Let him build as far as he wants with his people. You don't have to worry about just because they don't know who you are. Does that impact the fact that I'm going to listen to Ambition? Fuck no. I'm going to listen to it. You know, Diced Pineapples. I'm going to listen to the record. You get what I'm saying? So, the joint you got with Leon Thomas, like all of these things, like you're talented. So don't let what these young kids are doing impact what you do well. You know what I mean? So if this ever reaches you, bro, stand on your shit, man. You one of the flash niggas in the game. You got bars. Quit worrying about who knows you and who doesn't. Because the people who know you are going to know you and continue to support you because we know who you are, right? Wale, I fuck with you. Casanat, I fuck with you as well. Your fan group and fan base and streaming house has nothing to do with me. A lot of that shit is corny, especially that shit when you niggas went into the jail and y'all like streamed like you were in jail and did jail games and you thought that was cool when there's really people that has really been locked up. Like really been locked up, can't see their families, can't see their kids, grandmas, none of that. You made fun of that, right? I think they had one little event or thing where they was in there shaking hands and somebody's handshake had to be strong enough, and it's just some weird. The streaming shit to me is weird because it's like it gets people wrapped into a situation where there is it's just like what you say goes, and that's not real. If you've got to go somewhere virtually to get information from somebody who isn't as well, I even take that back because, well, why am I trying to make it seem like he's not knowing when the shit that he knows I don't, because he's a part of a whole different culture. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to them guys. I take that back. Shout out to y'all. Y'all doing it. Y'all getting money. Y'all taking care of y'all business. And I'm just unking them. Right? I'm just unking them. The baggy jeans these young boys is wearing is what we wore to school dances. You get what I'm saying? Like it is life coming back full circle. So once again, shout out Wale, shout out Kai Cenat. I hate that happened to you, Wale, but it seems to always happen all the time. And Kai, please, you know, watch the things that you do on your way up, because and there was another point where little bruh, there's this guy on YouTube and he like cuts hair and he was trying to like do like a little thing with Kai, and Kai kind of like squinted his eyes at him as he walked past him while he was streaming on the red carpet, and it was almost like, you ain't shit for real, you ain't big as me, why you want to get on my stream? And it was like, well, you know, I thought we were an inclusive culture, and once again it goes back to that shit where it's like, I'm here and you're not, and you're gonna have to do a lot of work just to get to where I'm at. But in that process, you're gonna piss a lot of people off. So just think about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like as far as you climb, you're gonna have to, you know, bump into them same motherfuckers on your way down if it even happens. And I don't wish no bad luck on you, but just be more mindful of what you're doing, right? Next, what I got? What did I say? 106 in Park. 106 in Park. I really don't have a lot to say about this, but you know, shout out the host. They did that at the BET Awards. You know, Tigger was there. You know, Roxy was there. Bow Wow was there. I don't know if Roxy was there or Free was there, or Roxy wasn't because she was shooting something else, and Free wasn't at the Breakfast Club, but then she showed up. I don't know. I just know that AJ and Free probably 106 in Park was like our black people's TRL, and that's where we can go to, you know, see interviews and the culture and all that cool stuff. And I just think that as a kid, if you made a good record and you shot a video, you would probably want your video on 106 in Park. Like, that's just what you would have wanted. And 106 in Park made a lot of people famous, and you know, prayerfully that they received as you know as much admiration as they gave these other artists, and what they created for the culture was huge. It was huge. But I'm old enough to, go back and remember, Julissa and Roxy and Terrence and Genuine and shit like that, being dead on stage and Freestyle Friday, which was been like, yo, like to like every kid that rapped back then just wanted to, get an opportunity to go on Freestyle Friday. Like you had to go to New York and get in line and rap, and you had to literally battle to be able to battle on live TV. And it was like, you know what I mean? Some of that shit was outlandish to think about as a kid. If my mom would have let me go to New York to stand in a line all day to see if I get an opportunity to battle, you know what I mean? But some people did it and got that opportunity. My favorite battler was Poster Boy. I like Poster Boy. Jim was just funny as shit. He ended up getting a deal with Rough Riders. I believe he did. I think Jim was like on Fast and Furious too, though. Like he was trying to do something for real. And who else was the other one? Blind Fury. He was cracked though. Like I think Blind Fury might have been like lightweight unstoppable for real, cause he was blind and he'd be talking about the shit that you wearing, roasting your shit. Like Blind Fury was crazy. But just Freestyle Friday was just an amazing. Like the judges would be like Jadakiss and Styles P, and it was just dope. It was dope. It was a great time for the culture, and I just, I'm gonna give them their flowers while I have my platform to do so. So shout out to those guys. What else? Yeah, leave like, and then the joke on Kurt Franklin, like leave him alone, bro. Let's just have some reverence. You feel me? Let's just have some reverence. But to y'all point, bro, he got to chill on. But the way he dresses is his self-expression. You know what I mean? Let Kurt express himself as much as he wants to. We are. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Let Kurt express himself. And I didn't think the joke was funny on Kevin Hart's behalf. You know what I'm saying? But let him express himself. Everybody wants to make a moment. What else? What else about doing? Oh, Forever, the show. All right. Forever's pretty cool. My only problem with it is that bruh came from an affluent background to the point where he didn't understand the thing to go to college. Now, I know that we live in a different era. Like, I went to school from, like, '06 to, like, early teens in the 2000s, you know what I mean? So, like, when I went to college, it was a big thing, like, to be a black person and go to college was huge for me back then, you know what I mean? But I think that the young man who was in a relationship, although he did have, like, learning differences, I'll leave it at that if nobody has ever seen the show. But I do think that, her career path and goals, she was a little bit more mature in what she wanted and he wasn't. And I think that he got to be immature because of where he came from. And that would be my only gripe on the show. It was like, bruh got to, he got to experience life without almost those like severe repercussions if he don't do something, or how many people he would be letting down. He got to be his own individual, where Shorty kind of had to make sure that she was on point, and go off to school and have that experience. So great show. No spoilers here. This isn't the place that's going to recap everything, but my big takeaway is that some people are given opportunities that other people can't. And it's not that I resent it, but I kind of do. I mean, I'm sorry. I do resent the fact that, the severity of not accomplishing things is not given to everybody. And I think that was my big issue with the show. All right. Happy for the characters. Glad they got to bust a move and make some money. But yeah, I didn't like the young man's character. Not at all. Father's Day. So I never had a hoop as a kid, ever. Like, I had to go to somebody else's house to hoop. And I never got the low hoop to, like, dunk on it and then, like, move it up as I got taller. Like, I never had a hoop everything that I learned from basketball was off just ability to play. Like, I never was able to fine tune my skills because I always had to go someplace else to do that, and I never would dedicate myself in that way. But as a father, for Father's Day, I wanted to buy Xavier a hoop. Like, I wanted to buy something for him for Father's Day. So I bought a little hoop. Had to put it together. It took me 2 days to put it together because I put the wrong screws in the backboard that needed to go in the base. So I had to swip that around, and that took forever. But I was able to get it. And what I did on Father's Day was I played basketball with my son, and it was like the best thing ever. It was the best thing ever. Like, literally the best thing ever. Like, I've never felt more accomplished in my life than putting that hoop together and playing basketball with him to 5, you know. And just recently, this week he went to basketball camp, and the things that I taught him or I tried to show him for this month before basketball camp started, he was like doing that stuff. And it probably was one of the most proudest moments in my life, because I'm not going to be the motherfucker that's going to push my son to do the stuff that I like. Like, I like sneakers and fast cars and Kobe and Jordan, and I like what I like, and I don't want Xavier to like what I like, unless he likes it generally. So he seems to like basketball. He enjoyed himself the first 2 days of the camp. Friars Club is very competitive. They don't play like, are you either good or you're not, and if you're not good, you're not good to them, and I talked to my son, and I'm going to see if he wants to become good. If he wants to become good, I'm going to have to let him know it's going to take a lot of hard work. But he can be good at basketball if he wants to do it. Very good. He can be the best if he wants to be the best. And I'm extremely proud of him for being able to stand up. First day of basketball camp, he hit his face on the wall chasing a basketball, bloodied his nose up. Went to the bathroom. We wiped off the blood. I told him, I said, brother, you want to go back into basketball camp? He looked at me and said, yes. He went back out there and he did his thing. Almost like he was trying to prove to me that he was tough. And at that moment, it was like, I am overjoyed with him. Like, if he never picks up a basketball ever again, I'ma always have the joy that I had for him in that moment, to see him stepping up, playing knockout, shooting that ball, basketball, like sliding his feet with his arms out, playing defense, diving for loose balls, saying I'm open, catching the ball, getting the opportunity to shoot, pull up and shoot jumpers, you know what I mean, confidently. He didn't make them. He made a lot of his shots without defense, but with defense and, how aggressive it gets in 3-on-3 basketball, it was a little aggressive for him, you know what I'm saying? But he stood in there. You feel me? And that's what I've had. I've had resilience my whole life. So for me to see my son showing that level of resilience, that level of grit, you know what I'm saying? After such a, an event on the first day, you know what I'm saying? That pleased me. More than he will ever know. And that is probably, as a father, one of the greatest moments outside of him being born. And there's another moment that Autumn has on her phone where he's sitting on my shoulder and we're dancing and he's just laughing, which is another good moment. But that moment is it's like every so often he does stuff that make me, fall more in love with being his father, and I'm very proud of him, and I love him, and I hope that he continues to show that determination and that grit in everything that he does, that he never fucking gives up at anything, because I've never given up. I've given up at a couple of things. So, like, I remember I was doing karate and downtown, And I came into the karate class while everybody had yellow tips, and I had a white belt. So I worked my ass off, and then we got to where like almost graduation, where you do your gi and your kicks, and then you bust open a box, and then when you bust open a box, you pull out your belt. And when I bust open the box, I pulled out my belt and it had yellow tips. And everybody else bust open their box and pulled out their belt and it was yellow. That pissed me the fuck off. And I said, I'm never going back to karate again. And yeah, that is why I chose fucking not to go back to karate. So shout out to my son for never fucking giving up, man. I'm just so in love with being his father. Father's Day was great. Great plate, babe. Put together a nice plate. Surf and turf for the kid. You know how that shit go, man. It's beautiful. Got a foot massager. It was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, what we all been kind of waiting for, it's the Clips album. That shit comes out tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. We'll talk about that. I was going to have this conversation with my homeboy Ant because I know he loved Nas. But I just want to kind of give a precursor to this because I think that it's very important for me to talk about. I hate the fact that that Nas has become a part of this fucking propaganda and promotion of bullshit that Jim Jones is doing in order to stay relevant. So like out of all names you say you're better than Nas and your impact amongst the younger generation is stronger than him. Bro, when they talk about hip-hop goats, when they speak about GOAT, they don't speak about you. Let's just get it clear. No disrespect to Jim Jones and Walking to Church and Pop Champagne remixes and all of the Googles that he, talked about us doing. We did them. And you were completely wrong speaking about you have more plaques than Nasir Jones. All right? You don't have a classic album, Jim Jones. You don't. You don't have a classic album. I have Nas's classic albums digitally, and I also have them physically. You know what I mean? I actually have Illmatic on vinyl. Why do I have Illmatic on vinyl? Why? Because it means that much to hip-hop history, like culture. Your only main relevance in hip-hop, bro, like in the culture, is with Dipset. And honestly, if we're speaking in terms of Dipset, like, you might have had some fly verses, but we didn't listen to Dipset for you, Jim Jones. We listened to Dipset for Joel Santana, honestly. And Cam. Like, let's stop this thing. Now, you've got some songs that I know now. Some shit you've done with like Alchemist and Harry Fraud and all that. I like some of those records. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. But you try to discredit easily one of the greatest artists of our lifetime. You know what I mean? Like to push your agenda that you're relevant. I don't give a fuck how many wallet chains and skull bracelets you wear. That shit is not player, nigga. That shit ain't fly. We don't do that shit. I mean, the youngins is doing that, but that shit'll fade, nigga. You was wearing Ed Hardy back then, my nigga. Does niggas still wear Ed Hardy? Like, are we still wearing the skulls and skull and bone jackets? You feel me? Like we gotta stop it, bro. Like, we really gotta stop it. We gotta understand, like, niggas mature, niggas grow up. Like, and if it was truly that impactful when they grew up, would we still be wearing that shit? No, only young people wearing that shit. Like, we stopped wearing fucking rock revival jeans years ago. Like, you know what I mean? We stopped wearing, I mean, I think True Religion and shit is coming back, but, like, are we really wearing that shit? Like, I don't wear that shit. I wear basic denim. You know what I mean? Like, having people impact in spurts. That's just like you're a basketball player and throughout the season. See, the first month of the season you average 7 points, and then the last 2 weeks of month 2 you average 30. Then the next month you average 30 week 3, and then you're quiet until from then until after the All-Star break, and then you come back and you score 50 points in the month of April. Like, stop it. Nas, everything he does is lit as fuck. Player, all of it, everything he writes is relevant to the culture of an African American man and woman in society. He has records like I Can, and then people set up and talked about, does Nas have 5 records? What? Are you fucking nuts, nigga? Like, why would you even, like what are we doing? You got New York State of Mind. You got New York State of Mind 1 and 2, nigga. 1 and 2. These are just my personal favorites. You got Echo. You got Nas album done. Imagine, Nas ain't even my favorite artist. You got Nas album done. So that's 1, 2, that's 3, that's 4 records right there. Then we can go to the ether. Like, Nas has features, crazy shit. Hate Me Now. Like, man, like, he's got verses to me that are like just crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And Nas is like, are we serious? Made You Look like let's get it on in perspective for all y'all enjoyment of song y'all can step with. Y'all appointed me to bring rap justice, but it ain't 5-0. Y'all know it's Nas, yo. Great Goose and a whole lot of hydro. Only describe us as soldier survivors. Like we not gonna do that, Jimmy. I don't give a fuck how many burpees and push-ups and pull-ups you do. You will never be the God MC, nigga. Never Nasir Jones, bro. And I'm a whole fan, for sure. But we can't. And that's what we do in our community, man, which it sucks, is we downplay the GOATs as they get older. Like, their legacy doesn't mean anything. And to me, like, I would never take away from Jim Jones's legacy. That's like us just saying, just because Jimmy's old, we forget about Dipset. If a new rap group in New York came out and said, you know, we better than Dipset, like, I would say you niggas are nuts. You're essentially saying, like, you're better than Nas, and you're not, though. Like, that's not even a conversation, and you've created it, and I fed into the propaganda. But it just sucks that you created such a blasphemous statement to put yourself in a place of promotion so that people go fuck with you. And it's like, is that what the kids want? Is that what you want from your life? Like, are you you know what I mean? Like is going viral the only thing you want to do? Like, yeah, Nas may not be viral right now, but is your only job to be viral? Is nah. Then you had the jacket with the phalanges on it, like you going to Cowboy Carter concert with the wild Jordan 12s on, with the wild fitted cap, with the dress shirt tucked. Like, what the fuck are you doing, eh? Like, stop it. That's not, no. And I just hate that is what has become of you. You know what I mean? I feel bad that that's where you're at. I feel bad that niggas are now trying to compare you and Nas. Like, it's no fucking comparison. And, yeah, I hope that you figure out another way to get viral other than trashing the legacy of, honestly, one of the top tier writers in the history of the sport of rap. That is my speech on it. Right? So, yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed myself. Shout out to the shareholders. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the subscribers. Shout out to everybody that followed the Instagram page. 7 may have a guest. It may not. But I am excited to see what will happen with it. So once again, Swain Fowler. I've been working on new music. Me make music? Like, Wayne, you're not ever going to get... I don't give a fuck. It feels good. Everything feels good to just be in a space to create. Like, just to create things. And not have to create to feed my family. It's a very comfortable place for me to be in. I've been writing some very cool things, and I'm excited for not only to continue with the pod and as also continue with my other artistic efforts. So I'm finna play GTA online. I'm finna sell some stock, drive a couple of my cars around, go get me an outshine bar, rub on my girl booty, and call it a night. So love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all so much, dog. Just once again, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to just talk my shit. And once again, shout out Unc EM. You looking at him. All right, y'all. Peace.